Okay, hopefully everything is on. Hopefully everything's working, because I have no clue whatsoever. Let's put that down there. I think I've already wrecked something. My tracking seems to have gone AWOL on my screen already. Yes, it has. Oh, what is my headset doing? Right. Hopefully that should get it back in order. Right, and so we're just going to carry on with the profile. Carry on doing some trekking, get some miles in, get some jobs in at least. We need to pick up a job. Do I have a job? Well, it looks like I do. I don't remember picking one up. And the question is, are we all working or not? Oh, that's not good. Okay. The views are working. My truck doesn't seem to have any power. Great. What's going on with my controls? Options, keyboard. Parking brake is missing. Really? Why is my parking brake missing? Everything's missing. Uh-oh. I think we've loaded the wrong profile, that's well. Ha-ha! Aha. Clicked on the wrong one, that was my test profile. I think you find I was doing my VR trucking before Mark. Maybe you should look back through the videos and see when I started this series. I've had my VR headset. Mark's only just got his VR headset. Alright, we're in the right track at last. Oh yeah, this is the one where I damaged the truck and it crashed at the end. So it looks like I've got to redo the trip to the garage. So we're not a million miles away. That's got to be the silliest comment I think I've heard on YouTube. Copying someone playing a game. Are you serious? Not one person owns the right to a single game. That just sounds crazy. Hello there, how you doing? Right, that one I'm not going to do again, so we're going to drop there. Alright then, we need to pick up another job, no doubt. Job market. Quick job. What have we got? We're not going to do massive loads. Don't particularly want to be doing massive runs. I mean, look at the size of those runs. They're huge. I want to be paid a little bit of money though. About 20 grand would be nice. Cars or clothes for 21. Go through New Mexico. Oh, it's not a bad little run. Straight through Nevada, up the side there. I quite like the look of that one. TVs. Look good for me. I think I might need to zoom in the chat. Right, where the devil are we? Seriously, we gotta go over there? No way. Yeah, we gotta get over there. Hey Mark, how you doing? I haven't got much room with this one. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it doesn't matter whether Mark's been doing it for a long time, I've been doing it for a long time. They're both individual channels. At the end of the day, guys, you get the choice of who you want to watch. You know, it doesn't matter whether you feel someone's copying someone else or not. You know, and if it's going to get into pettiness between people, it just seems crazy. And I'm sure, you know, I know Mark. I talk to Mark. He's a good guy. You know, there's plenty of room out there for people. It's not going to damage Mark or me in any way. Go and watch who you want to watch. Coming into another channel just to go have somebody just because you think they're copying, there's better things to do with your life. Now, no disrespect meant to anybody, but it just seems silly. Nearly into the police. That was a good one, wasn't it? Great start. Yeah, that's just it. You know, you can pull aspects from anybody. Somebody copied this. Somebody copied... You know what? Everybody watches each other. You know what? And it's the guys who are making the comment, the content. You don't hear them moaning about the other person, though. Why? Because it's not important. What's important is what they're putting out there and the people who come in and actually engage with them. You know, it doesn't bother me if somebody had the same setup of me as not or was doing the same things. It wouldn't bother me. Because it's about, I like to think, what goes on my channel is about me and what I do. And people want to come to my channel because they enjoy what I do and they may enjoy the conversation. Same with Mark. I'm sure he's exactly the same. So, you know what? If you think I'm copying, go over to Mark and tell him. If Mark's got an issue, he can come over to me and have a word. It's as simple as that. And I know Mark's not going to have a problem. Because he's man enough to come up and tell me himself if he wanted to. And that's a silly thing. It only takes one person to make a silly comment. But anyway, let's forget about it because I'm sure there's a non-issue here. Let's squeeze through the gaps. Exactly, there's plenty of people out there with VR, monitors, rigs, chairs, pictures, elbows, feet, heads. Oh, I realise I've changed my lights to another switch and I can't remember which switch it is. Is it that one? No. It's that one. Hey, off-key, red one. Mark Cole, you've been there hiding. Where have you been? What have you been up to, buddy? It's been a long time since I've seen you around anyway. Is Hamster around? I didn't see him come up actually. What I gotta move in that, so I gotta zoom that chat bar in though, because I may pause the game in a second. I'll pull over once I get up this little hill, because I just realised how small that text is. I'm like, oh my god, I barely read it. We're gonna pull in by here, I think. Where's my chat box gone? Right, I've got to tab out a second. I hate this bit of the game. Setting up chat in VR sucks. One of these is zooming, I can't remember which one it is. Renza, I'm sure you go by a different name or something. You know what? Try being nice to people. You might get further in life. Uh-oh. Well, I've gone the wrong way. I wasn't looking. Oh well, we're going to have a slightly longer trip. Hey Renza, who's your broadband provider? Hi Devo, how you doing? Whoa! Oh, we gotta go back on ourselves as well. Jeez. Come on. Now, come on, pair of you. Back it in. Let's be nice. What is it with double trailers everywhere? Right, am I turning up here? No, turning up the next one. Well, anyway, there is no need for what's going on in chat from anyone. Like, as I said, if you feel I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing, go and tell Mark. You can have words with me directly. I know Mark hasn't got an issue. I haven't got a problem with Mark. Come on, let's get in front of that truck. Let's try and make some time, shall we? Who's being cocky about anything? Maybe you shouldn't come into people's streams and be pointing fingers when you don't know. You're entitled to your opinion. Doesn't mean I have to look at it all the time. Ah, never mind. I'm not going to repeat myself. Anyway, end of. Putting a line through it, because I didn't come here to sit and argue with people. I came here to play a game and just enjoy. Oh my god, I tell you what, carry on and you'll just get, you know, timed out. End of. Not having it, mate. Go and play somewhere else, please. No, I said, do you have another account? Not making another account. What? So somebody just can't ask you a straightforward question? Wasn't rocket science there. That's just way too dark. Where's my lights? It's on one of these. I think it's that one. There we go. Nothing like full beam just to blind you. Dude, I ain't got a problem. Just stop carrying on about this. As I said earlier, draw a line under it, leave it alone, move forward, yeah? Consider it from a streamer's point of view. When someone comes in accusing things like copying of all things, which just seems crazy when you're streaming a game, you know, you're gonna put somebody on the back foot straight away. Now, I've been polite, haven't been rude. Because that's the kind of thing I expect from the people who are in my chat. And when you're rude, it becomes a problem. That's all. I'm allowed to, it's my channel. I'm the one with the stick. I'm just explaining. So how's everyone else's day then? Has it all been good? Trying to change the conversation and move it forward. We're gonna squirm around that one way. Where's my button now? I gotta work out. Hold on, I haven't played this for about a week now, isn't it? Where's my fuel? 340 miles, 6 hours. Where is my fuel gauge? It's down here somewhere, isn't it? Nah, don't tell me that. I'm looking. I'm looking. What's there? Half a tank. Hey Demon, how you doing? How does it compare? Oh, that's a good question. I'd say it runs a little bit easier, but that's because I think there's probably a little less, excuse me, bit of a cold. There's probably a little less stress from the game itself, because obviously there seems to be less generated on the screen. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but it does seem to run easier for me. Not that ETS is particularly bad, but because it is chucking a bit more graphics around. Right, we're on track. Fuel-wise, I've hit the wrong dial, so... There we have fuel, 499, distance 629 to travel. Shouldn't be too bad. Well, if you've got access to both, I mean, certainly try both. I pretty much started this series because I wanted to use my Vive more. And because VR is just a pain to get working with either, to be honest. I find ATS a lot easier to configure and get working. So I thought, you know what, I'll do a series of starting a profile totally in VR and just build it up that way. Took a break over Christmas because just getting VR configured with, you know, Christmas trees, decorations hanging around, it doesn't work well with any of the sensors out there, and I'm using the Vive obviously, so it can even throw off the Vive light boxes. So I left it over Christmas because it was just a mess and a pain, and I've came back to it. So I'm trying to do at least once a week where we're doing a continuation of this. I'm trying to remember all my buttons though. Yeah, I don't run with, well, what do you call it? Was it the HDR? I can't remember now. That's turned off anyway because it's too bright. I'll show you in the daytime. I can change the configuration. Whoa. Oh, here we go. Oh. Oh, well, I had a busy morning, had work to do, so I've done that, came home and thought, yeah, let's do some streaming. It's about time we did some more of this series. Well, yeah, you know, it was good of them to actually at least put VR in, but I don't know, there's a lot of games that have launched with VR that just don't handle it very well. What I would like to see happening with people who do VR games, especially if they want to do a 2D, you know, and a 3D version, well, I say 2D, 3D, you know, a VR, non-VR version, it would be great if they had two profiles, you know, one for your normal screen, one for VR. Because all too often with VR games, when you trigger one mode, you're having to completely reset or partially reset for the screens. And then when you want to go back to screens, you've got to reconfigure to use those properly. And it's such a pain, you know, just to swap back and forth. It's not a problem if you're using just one or the other. But I wouldn't mind doing ETS now and again. But I just refuse to go through the setup of configuring it all for VR and then swapping it back. And unless I'm missing a trick somewhere and there's an option where you can do that and you don't have to change your graphics settings all the time, then that's my own fault. But it's not just, you know, ETS, ATS, there's other games to do it. Right, anybody know how many miles we got left? Let's have a look, shall we? 254, there we are, not too bad. We're getting there. As you can see, the lights are on full at the moment, so if I reach over and press the keyboard, which I shouldn't do, that's the wrong one. Where's my switches? And Demon, do you use VR yourself? And if so, which headset do you use? How do you find it in Oculus then? Do you run with all the settings on, or are you like me where you turn the HDR side of it off? I found with HDR it's just so bright that it kind of hurts your eyes. But then again, I've read that the Oculus is probably not as bright as the Vive. But maybe it's a bit easier on the eyes in that headset. Never tried one. I wouldn't mind trying an Oculus just to see what the difference is. You know, I've read about all the differences, but it's not the same as slapping one on your face, is it? Maybe I should keep an eye out for a second-hand one and just pick one up and try it out. I've thought about it. I thought about getting one of the Lenovo Explorers just to try it and see what they're like, but... Well, you know, you read a lot about people. I mean, the reason why I bought the Vive was because of the room scale support. You know, it's supposed to be better, and technically it is better. But when you read between the differences, a lot of people who, you know, myself included, who like driving sims, flight sims, you tend to find that the seated experience, a lot of people prefer using the Oculus. And I must admit, I started off with the Vive using the room scale, but I find myself more and more going for the seated experience more now. So therefore I'm thinking, am I better off just having an Oculus, you know, because people do claim that it is better when it comes to that. Although saying that, I need to do another video on that wrench game, because they've done an update to the wrench game. You actually get a proper impact wrench or something to use this time. So I need to do another video and see what they've updated on it. I'm looking forward to that game getting closer to being finalized, because it's got a lot of potential in it. Oh my god, stop. Yeah, I was just trying to decipher as to whether, I mean, not something like, I mean, ideally what I'd like to have would be something like the Samsung Odyssey Plus. You know, higher resolution yet again, should be cleaner. I'm just wondering how much different is an Oculus in comparison to a Vive in a seated environment. Are you better off with one? Are they that similar that it's not even worth considering? It's just one of these things when I know full well I would prefer to try one before I made the choice, but well, resolution, you know, between the Oculus and the Vive is going to be the same at the end of the day. My video is frozen? Oh, hold on. Glad somebody said. I've probably clicked the button somewhere. Let me tab out and have a look at my screen. That's the one thing when you're streaming, you know? Especially with VR. Can't see anything. And when something goes wrong, hard to tell. Bear with me. My capture window seems to have vanished. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. See? Right, hold on. Ugh. It's going to be one of those days. Game capture. Yeah, lighting has a lot to do with it. Mirrors as well. I found that with the Vive, if you've got a large mirror or reflective surface in the room, look out. That can cause you a headache. Like I got a large mirror behind me, so I got to put a cloth over it or a towel or something just to stop the reflections. Right, for some reason it's not capturing. Right, give me a second. I might need to start my Streamlabs because there was an update to this just before I started. It looks like it's gone and messed it up. I'll be back in 2 ticks.